All right. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Around the League. I'm Mr. Ready Kid.
I'm Alex24, and let's get started.
As you can tell, we finally got webcams for ourselves to make our lives and doing these videos a lot easier. We'll be doing it through Google+, so you'll see our faces as we talk. And we'll get back to doing the side-by-side in-person videos on special occasions. But it's time for the rundown. Alex, what you got for us?
So it's such a good feeling that football is finally back, and we can finally see our teams compete. Of course, our teams. So now NFL training camps are now finally underway, and including that football's back. This weekend actually is the first preseason game for the Hall of Fame that includes the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Minnesota Vikings. Continuing on to the story, Tom Brady's 4-game suspension was upheld, so he will have to miss the first 4 games, and Jimmy Garoppolo will have to start in place for Tom. So let's see how it goes.
Gosh.
Continuing on, Russell Wilson got agreed to a 4-year, $87 million deal. I mean, congrats to him. He got paid.
Yeah.
In other news related to football, Jen Welter is now the new intern linebacking coach for the Arizona Cardinals, and Beth Mowins is now the new play-by-play announcer for the Oakland Raiders just for this preseason, correct?
I believe so, but it's crazy. Women are starting to take over this thing. I mean, who else is another woman? There's one more. What you got?
But continuing on a little bit into the injuries of football, Aaron Foster, sadly, some sad news came out a couple of days ago, will have to go through groin surgery and possibly miss a good portion of the beginning of the season. The Texans were interested in Pierre Thomas, but both parties weren't unable to agree on terms, so I guess he's out. He crossed off on the list. And sadly, switching sports to basketball, Dante Exum just yesterday tore his ACL in an exhibition game for Australia. So sad news for the combo guard of the Utah Jazz. So staying with the basketball, to conclude the NBA Summer League that just ended a couple weeks ago, the Spurs were the Summer League champions, if you want to say that, behind Becky Hammon, assistant head coach, but was the head coach throughout the Summer League. To stay in the Summer League, some standouts of the Summer League were Bulls big man Bobby Portis had a great debut game against the Minnesota Timberwolves and obviously against Karl-Anthony Towns, their first-round pick. He had 23 and 7 of 14 shots, I believe, but he played very, very well throughout the whole Summer League, so that's a bright future for him. Leaves you questions on what happens to Taj Gibson, or that's a very good big man. Another notable player throughout the Summer League was Devin Booker, shooting guard from the Phoenix Suns. They finally got their guard that they have needed. They've been playing a lot of combo guards, a lot of point guards back and forth, so I believe they found their shooting guard of the future, possibly. So let's talk about throughout the NBA season. We know now that the Cavs and the Warriors will now play on Christmas Day, a rematch of the finals, and that's a good game, I believe. That's a well-picked game for Christmas Day. Moving on, the NBA schedule will be released next Tuesday. So we're going to find out who our Lakers play and, of course, all their teams and the whole NBA schedule. Also, today, a couple hours ago, the 34-man roster for the USA basketball team was just released. And I was taking a look at this. LaMarcus Aldridge made it. Carmelo Anthony made it. Harrison Barnes, Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler, Mark Carter-Williams, Michael Conley, DeMarcus Cousins, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis. Well, the list goes on, but just a bunch of talent on this team. I mean, you're going to have to shorten it down to obviously 12-man. It's going to be tough, but a lot of all-stars and a lot of talent on that team. So to end this, the rundown, we're going to end it in some fighting. Well, so Mayweather will make his return to the ring on September 12th against Andre Berto, if I say his name right. So we're going to see Money Mayweather back in action. Staying with that, Ronda Rousey, if I say her name right, fought against, I believe, Beth Correa. I don't know if I said her name right, and beat, I'm not going to cuss, but she beat her in less than 34 seconds. That teaches you don't talk about someone's family or you will get your ass kicked. So that's it for the rundown. Back to you, Anthony.
34 seconds? Took her down.
That's crazy.
I feel kind of bad for the people that paid $60 for the pay-per-view. For just the main event, most likely, to watch 34 seconds of an ass kick.
I mean, after I heard that she talked about her family, that's crazy.
Yeah, she was doing all the talking. Ronda didn't do nothing. just knocked her out. But all right, so we're a week late. The MLB deadline was last Friday. We know, but we got to talk about it because
Yep.
it got turned sideways pretty much. There was big trades, there were small trades. The Dodgers made a pretty big trade, but not the trade we were all looking for. So MLB fans, if I'm sure all of you know, but just to recap, so the David Price was traded from the Tigers to the Blue Jays. Johnny Cueto was traded from the Cincinnati Reds to the Kansas City Royals. Jose Cespedes was on the move again to the New York Mets. Cole Hamels shipping off to Texas with the Rangers. Troy Tulowitzki got traded to the Blue Jays as well. Carlos Gomez to the Astros, and Kramer, I want to say, also got traded to the Astros as well. So Astros and the Blue Jays making big moves to improve their team drastically. David Price and Troy Tulowitzki, big additions to the team. I was very surprised that Colorado gave up Tulowitzki, even though his name was in the trade market for the last 2 years, especially since he's been hurt on and off. And then David Price was a guy the Dodgers are trying to go after, but fell short. This is their second strikeout with David Price, once in free agency early on before the season and here in the trade deadline.
There was a
Other
lot of there was a lot of trade talks with the Dodgers a couple of weeks ago with Johnny Cueto, and that really got me stirring up. Like, I really want Johnny Cueto. He'd be a very good third man just behind Zach Greinke and Clay Kershaw. But I really wanted Johnny Cueto. But at least we made some moves. That's all. You just gotta just be happy about that. You made some moves.
Well, we did 2 trades within the last 2 weeks of the trade line, but the last trade was the blockbuster one, I guess you could say. It was one big move. The Dodgers were in a 3-team trade deal for 13 different players. And one notable name that was on the move from the Dodgers was Hector Oliveira. If you don't know who this kid is, he has not played in the majors yet, but the Dodgers signed him about right after the season started to, I want to say, a 3-year, was it a 3-year, $70 million contract? A shortstop. He's from Cuba. The kid was recently just barely getting into the minors, and he was doing well, but he got hurt twice. Once, again, about a week before the deadline, he hurt his hamstring. So I think that triggered the Dodgers to jump on his trade value, and not only his injury, just he was the best guy to ship off, I'm assuming, from our team. Also, Paco Rodriguez was another guy that shipped off. But I feel like we got some quality players. 2 notable names is Alex Wood and Matt Latos, starting pitchers. Luis Avilan and Jim Johnson, all pitchers pretty much. I think we racked up about 6 to 7 pitchers, some minor leaguers here and there. But all these guys, Luis Avilan, Jim Johnson, will come on as relievers. Alex Wood and Matt Latos both have already started for the Dodgers, both having pretty good outings, I thought. Latos pitched 6 innings, only allowed 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, and 1 strikeout. And then Alex Wood, even though he gave up 4 earned runs, he left the game with the bases loaded, but no score. So once Joel Peralta came in the game, gave up a grand slam. But Alex Wood had 8 strikeouts. So I honestly feel really confident in this trade. I feel like Matt Latos and Alex Wood could be a good addition, an upgrade to what we already had in Brent Anderson, Mike Bollingslinger, and then here and there throwing up a guy from the minors into that 5th slot. We got guys that we can fill in Latos and Woods, that they can possibly continue to give us some victories as we move forward. And the Dodgers definitely moving forward have to play great baseball.
Yeah, we did make a lot of good moves, but we also we all expected what was Yasiel Puig and Andre Ethier were also in those mixed talks. And I mean, good thing they weren't traded. I know I had a few thoughts. I was really thinking about, should we really give up Yasiel Puig? Maybe we can get something really good back, but it's a good thing that we just kept them both. I'm a guy that I want to keep the team for a long time together, as long as you can. That's a big thing. That's chemistry. So it's a good thing that we kept both Yasiel and Andre Ethier.
Yeah,
Andre Ethier said a couple days ago.
You know what? I was kind of, once they started talking about Puig possibly being one of the guys traded, I was on the verge of being okay with it. I liked it a lot, but I mean, if it got us a starter starting pitcher like David Price, I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
That's how I was thinking about it. Like,
on a trade that wasn't worth it, and I think we got a lot of talent out of the trades, the 2-3 trades that we did do, for really nothing. One trade was pretty much cash exceptions, and the other the 3-team trade, we gave up a couple players, but nothing drastic. Hector, a guy that really we didn't get to see play in the majors at all. But I mean, Justin Turner, I believe, has really earned his spot as the third baseman, and Alberto Carrasco, filling in here and there, is not a bad backup at all. The Dodgers are proving to play in a lot better. They swept the Angels last week, and like you said about Andre Ethier on that Sunday hit the game tying or the go ahead home run in the 8th, and then in the bottom of the 10th hit the walk off home run, 2 home runs in that game, and that pretty much set the case straight that Andre was here to stay. And very, very happy. A lot of Dodger fans very happy that we did not give up Ethier. That would have been a tough one to give up. A guy like Ethier, who's been through the up and downs, who's seen the high road. Who's
you can say he's the Pau Gasol of the Dodgers. I mean, he's going through these trade talks year after year, but he's still producing. I mean, I resemble that from Pau.
And aside from today, the Dodgers, I believe, wrapped up their series against the Philadelphia Phillies, and they won today, even though Zach Greinke gave up 5 earned runs in the first inning. The first inning, it was 3-0. The Dodgers got
it was 7-6 after the third. I'm like, oh shit, but it's going like we're going at it, but
Zach gave up a lot of runs, but you know what? He made it up by not only getting the W and being such a professional and such a great pitcher that he is by rebounding. He went 3 for 3 and hit a home run, his first home run of the season. And not only did he just hit the home run, he did the bat flip. He did a crazy bat flip, and that ball was gone. So kudos to Zach Greinke. Now I think he's got 11 wins, 11-2 on the season, but continuing to be our ace. He is our ace this year. Even though Kershaw, who just recently got Pitcher of the Month, had a phenomenal month of July, and hopefully we can continue to keep that momentum going as we pick up to next month, September, and then there you go. We're getting right into the postseason. So time's flying for baseball. Football's back. Basketball's in the transition of getting into preseason. So is hockey. So things are kicking up.
Yeah,
and like I said before, you got the Hall of Fame game this Sunday. You got the Hall of Fame ceremonies this Saturday. Shout out to Tim Brown and Ron Wolf. And let us know what you think about the MLB trades, or if you're a Dodger fan in specific, how do you like the trades? And after seeing Latos and Woods both pitch, what do you think? What are your first impressions of the guys? One ended in a victory, one ended in a loss. But there's a debate there of whether if it was really Alex's Wood fault or not. He did leave the bases loaded, but our bullpen is still bad. Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with managing. I feel like if we manage our bullpen a lot better, who we put in and whatnot, we could probably be a better team. But that comes down to Don Mattingly. But yeah, I think that's it we got for you today.
One thing is we're coming up on 100 subscribers as of right now, and once we reach that, we will do our first giveaway from around the league. So keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting. That's one thing I really want to see. A lot more comments. I want to get more involved with the fans, the subscribers. I want to see more questions. I want to give more answers. So just keep being involved with us, guys. Just keep being involved, and we'll give you guys the giveaways.
Now that we're coming out, we'll be more frequent with our videos and not be late.
Yeah. I was really telling Anthony, we really need to get these webcams so we can at least we can just get them out a lot faster.
Yeah, it's more efficient. It works better for us. He usually works nights. I work mornings. It's just that the time constraints doesn't work with us. But we'll be here. Like you said, 100 subscribers. Share us around. If you got friends that love sports talk, if you just want to hear about sports in all different areas, MLB, basketball, football and hockey, boxing, anything, college coming up very soon. So stay tuned for a lot of great content. Keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep commenting, liking the videos, everything you got to do. And I'm Mr. Rady Kid.
I'm Alex 24.
Signing out.